Mhm. There we go. Morning, everybody. This is Mike from ABC123Trader. We'll be hopefully do some simulation trading for you guys today, and we'll show you. We'll try to do some conservative trading. Let's see if we can make maybe $300 today, $500, but we'll just play around, and so you can get more a better understanding on what to look for while we're trading. So after this, I'm going to switch it to the introduction, or not to the introduction, but to the risk disclaimer. So I'm making sure that when you trade, if you're just trading in Sim, please trade on Sim for practice, because only trade the money that you can afford, because it can be very risky. So there you go. And I'll be back in a few minutes.
Momo Edmonton said, "Morning, Mr. Mike." Big Top said, "Morning, guys."
Mr. Mario, congratulations on the new listing on the house. He's like the #1 realtor in Edmonton right now, I hear.
Big Top said, "What, you have a voice bot to read your chat?"
What, do you have a voice bot to read your chat? It's not for me reading the chat. It's actually because I'm looking at my charts all the time and I miss half of your chats, so I can hear it for myself and for you guys to communicate with each other. Anyways, welcome to ABC123Trader. Anyway, and what we're going to do is we're going to go through the charts here. What I'm trying to do, the markets, I'll be honest with you.
Asham Hendricks said, "GM all."
Good morning, Isham. I'm going to turn down the volume for myself so I can focus here. Anyways, what I want to do is I want to show you guys, try to I need to try to teach you this, how to trade hopefully safe on this, because the markets has been ugly ever since the election, and they're still waiting for whoever's going to be the president of the United States, and they're playing these crazy games. Plus, we got the coronavirus infection and all that other stuff. So let's go into the news. We'll go into the news right in the beginning. I'm going to drag it over so we can see exactly what's happening here. So all the markets are up. We're about 0.5, 0.6, ironically enough, on a sell phase. So they're holding the line. So what we can see is the Dow was up 0.36, S&P futures up 0.36, Nasdaq 0.35. So they're all falling harmonically. Look at these three numbers. So what you'll notice when you're trading more and more, because majority of trading is traded by the big banks, hedge fund managers, all their robots, and they're playing this huge game back and forth, back and forth. And so with that being said, what we want to do is try to crack that algorithm. And because it's been so ugly and so consolidated, they've been loading up their positions because the election is over. And so what they're doing is they're setting up for their quarter. That's the easiest way to describe it. It might be a little interesting because Thanksgiving's around the corner, and I actually was talking to somebody from Minnesota yesterday. They flew down here. They said, "I had enough of the US. I'm out of here for a while. These guys are all going crazy. I'm just going to sit and drink beer on the beach." So I said, okay, fair enough. Okay, so what we noticed, the markets are green. We actually did point one of a move, so we're at 0.7 right now. And we'll see if she's going to be a runner today or if not. And we'll get into the other charts here. Is there anything negative for it to do a fake out for us? Dow futures up, Goldman fourth quarter, first quarter. Maybe this could be it. I don't know. There's nothing really. There's no really big catalyst today. So now when we're looking at the daily chart, let's go into the daily chart, guys. And so as what you can see here on the daily chart, we are in a sell phase, and if actually we were selling currently right now, let's say we'll put it right to the top of this candle to here, 50 points. So it would have been 50 points ahead. So you got to realize every point, 1 point is $50. Figure out that what dollar value is for just taking one trade for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the 6th day. Is that enough for you for the week, guys, or the 2 weeks and wait for the next phase? That's up to you. But it is a strong push up. So we'll have to find out if we're going to run back up to this point. And what they'll do is, if this phase is running this way, it's more of a consolidation phase, that it might push up, tap this area, and just stay wavy like this. And maybe by the time it finishes up, it will go on this dotted line. This is the GAN fan, and they might set up for the next run. And the buying phase is in 6 more days. So we're on week 2 of our phase. Okay, guys? Next thing, what we're going to look is, let's look at the 4-hour chart.
10 centimeters of snow last night.
Ah, there you go. Lots of snow. Okay, so look at this 4-hour chart. How many days is this? November 19th, November 20th, weekend, and we're still in that area. And she's right ready to hopefully shoot up back to this zone here of 36.10. This is the white line. That's the dotted line. The line in the center. What we talk about, guys, is on the swing scanner. Okay. And what I want you to do is, if you're, let's say you're taking that one up trader, or if you're taking a top step trader, or you're just saying, you have to realize every $100 you make per day, let's say if you're at $100 a day, that's it. That's 20,000 US a year in your pocket. Maybe you have a pension, but what can 20 grand do US a year to pay off your bills, etc.? So 200, 20,000, 300, no, it's 40,000, 360, 45. You get the picture there. And so when you're building up your account in the beginning, let's say you're at 0 funds with Top Step, shoot for that maybe 100 or 200, maybe 300 max a day, okay? And just do it conservatively. And once you start winning your percentages and winning your percentages and winning your, like getting your percentages, let's say 60, 70, 80% win rate, then you can put 2 contracts on, or maybe 3, or maybe 4. Okay? So what's happening here now? Let's take a look at this. Luckily, this is a quick 2-hour move. So the 8 o'clock candle, or the 8 o'clock time, as you can see, it's just holding the line, see? It's technically in profitability, not by much, and we're in a half an hour before the 10 o'clock phase to 5 o'clock. So if everything is going right, guys, with the other numbers I'm seeing, we should have a rebound day. But there is a lot of resistance, and I'll show you until we break that resistance line. Okay, now let's get to oh, I have a 10-minute chart that I forgot to show up on here. I want to see that 10-minute wherever you are. Where is your 10-minute? That's scan. It's 240. 1 minute. Must be this one. Son of a gun, where's my 10-minute? There you are. 10-minute chart. Okay, on the 10-minute chart, and as you can see, now this is what I'm talking about, the ugliness. I mean, it's so frustrating to trade this. What you're seeing is sloping down. We have kind of a triangle here, but what we're going to be looking at is we're just getting into, and everything is actually setting up for a possible buy phase. The day trend just activated. See this bar here and this bar here? So what this means is what we'd love to see is to pull down within this zone back to the volume point of control where all the trading has been happening, get down and fire up. It might not happen, but as long as we're seeing this consolidation, like look how ugly this is. I'm going to go control 3 here. Control 3 gives you the volume point of control with NinjaTrader. And as you can see, all the volume is right on this line right now. Since 4 in the morning, it's been holding. Till we break this area, there's nothing really to happen. But the other thing I want to show you guys, it could be one of two things. It could be a range day, or it could be a big move. And the reason why I'm saying that is, this dotted line here was the low of the 2 days ago, or not 2 days ago, but the last two prior days, and then this was the last trading day. And look how they're lined up perfectly. Same here. So they're just keeping this stupid range. As you can see, up and down, up and down, up and down. And then you can see where this low here and this high is. So there is a lot of resistance, guys. It's not even funny. It's just so gross. But if we do break, these are the areas we're looking for at 3,600. See where the market maker lines are? But it's just vibrating. So that's it for the 10-minute. And I'll move this one on the side. I gotta find out where to put this on the chart. Alrighty, so now let's switch to, I'm gonna switch to my trading chart here. Ugh, it's so ugly. Let me just switch it up screen over here. I just want to take a look at two things here. See if this is the same chart. No, it's not. My trading chart's the other one. Okay, so we'll do the two charts on here, the 1 minute and the 5 minute. And I will switch so you can see what I'm looking at. Okay, guys. So on the 1 minute chart, as you can see, we're at 0.7. We're, like I said, we're in that buy phase. I'm going to move this out. This dark red candle was a lot of guys buying into the contract, so we had 8,000 contracts sold. Now, it's not bad for the 1 minute of trading. And as you can see, we're trying to break this line here. Remember, this blue bar is market open. We have 70% zone, and then I marked this line. Let me see if it was this one here, so I can drag it over just to double verify. Yeah, that was spin it. I took the volumetrics and I just created a ceiling here. So it needs to break all this before we can run up. It might even actually peak to the day. And so what we're going to look for, and it's kind of ugly, again, it's been so ugly for so many days, guys. I'm going to crunch this up. 935 signal held. Try to do that pullback where the gap is. And now it looks like this runner down here could be our 956 signal. So she might fire up to the high by 956, as you can see here. We don't know yet. And I'm just going to let it play and whip out until then. What I've been doing, if you recall on Friday, all I've been doing is trading on time. As you can see the 8 o'clock signal that worked here. I actually did a trade just before going live with you guys. And I'll show you actually the trade I take. I took this little trade before it reversed. And I only made 100 and some bucks as a tester. You know, I like feeling out, or let's say testing the waters. But what I did is I followed my rules from the other day, from the 912, looking at my bar time in the bottom corner here, guys. And this is what I'm going to be trying to do again. And actually, I literally got it right to that point for, 2.5 points. So I was quite happy, 2 points. So you think about it. If you can do between 2 to 5 points just on time, let's say if you do even one contract, 10 points, one contract, $500 US. Just sitting, having a cup of coffee and waiting. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be looking at, I want to see how successful these time signals are, because if you look at, all these have been working. 324 went down, 348 went up, 436, and let's take a look at them. While we're looking, I'm going to be showing you what our projections are. So we know the market's supposed to be going up, and that's what we're waiting for. We want to see if it's going to break or do a double reversal. But if what you're going to do is you're going to take a look. I'm going to stay in draw mode so you guys can get it, just a better understanding what I'm looking at. 324 taking the contract for a few points, 2.5. Remember, we're at the middle of the night and the energy's going up. 348 taking the buy, coming back up to the volume point. There's another 3. There's your 5. 436 coming down for 2 to 3 points. There's your 9. And then fourth one, that would have held, so you have to watch out. This one, next one coming down, 645. 3, 6, 9, 12, $500 US a day from 3 to let me see here. Sitting drinking coffee from 3:30 to, let's say, 6, 3 hours on a consolidated day. That's what I'm looking at for you guys. Alrighty. So right now we'll let the volatility go, because the 912, because you know, first thing in the morning, market open, you have to be very, very cautious to see if it's going to work. And so I took this trade, made my couple of points, and then we went live today. So now, because we are we're almost ready, good to go for the next trade, I'm going to be looking for, let's see, first of all, let's check out Isham's. I'm going to bring over Isham's chart here. Isham, your chart, let's see if we're going to hit that VWAP here. So Isham did some research, and it actually showed it to me as this, if you guys will have it, if you own the software, is the order flow VWAP, and it's really interesting. Once it hits this band here, and if it's not riding like crazy, it will literally pull back to the volume point of control. So this one's running up again. We could actually take a reversal if the times are correct, and as you can see. But you have to watch it. If it's a strong trending day, it might keep on running, so you have to really watch it. But on the more consolidated days, such as this, comes up, reverses, comes down, reverses. See how it's whipping back and forth? So there you go. And we'll put that one back. There we go. Now what I'm looking at this point in time, see how beautiful that volume buy is at 842. I only took this, where this pressure pushed down, I took this trade. Now we're reversing up, and okay, I'm going to turn off the numbers just to keep it as color codes. This is what we have to watch for. I'm going to, what you guys will see, I'm going to take it the whole overnight session. And see this bar here? This is what I'm talking about. We got to break this resistance line. Once we pop through here, we might be able to get through. But it went up. This is where your volume point of control from the whole overnight session, where it's been ranging. It might hit this peak, and that's why I put this dotted line here, where this bar is, ready to push back, maybe to possibly come down. Once we break all this, and the time is lined up properly at 10:21, we might be able to get in a good trade here. Alrighty. Move my chart back there. And we'll see. There we go. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask anytime. Oh, there she pops. Okay. Too bad that signal reversed on us. Okay. We'll see. Let him hit that top. Oh, and the one other thing I am doing, and I'm watching closely, if you guys need education, is, or did I turn it off here? Yeah, let's turn it off here. a new going. Let's bring this over here. Ooh, look at that punch. They're finally breaking through. Let them play that game. Really? 85. Is my data behind on this one? Interesting. Okay. So, as you can see on this 85 level, what we do when we're looking at all this, when we're deciding to get into a trade, there's our peak. See, it's blue. What we try to do is sometimes see this number 104 at 83. We might be able to use that as actually a buy-in limit, because it will come down, try to fill it, and there's 143 there at 85. So we have to watch out if these guys, these are could be real orders or they could be fake, and that's the thing. It's only more like a grain of salt. I use it as a grain of salt just to hopefully it works or not. But I use that on the side and see if we can get any good trades in. Wow, fifth target too. Finally had a lot of volume. So let's take a look at our volume. This is 5-minute chart. So very first minute is always high volume, wiping everybody out. We still have 15 minutes before the top of the hour. So we're at 18,000, 5,000, 22,000. So there was a lot of volume. They had to break this level. So, and we are above the 70% zone, which is quite nice. And there you go. I was getting worried. My data is coming in. So now we're getting our pullback. Keep that trend. If Momo is saying another beautiful day, I bet you he sold another house. And Rennie, you know who Momo is. That's Mario. If you guys are trading the ES and you're using this Williams indicator, this number right here, you really got to watch on, look out for. Okay, this is pretty much like your kind of like your volatility. And so as you can see, we're getting to 3.5, which is still controllable for doing a trade. And what you guys want to do is, if this number gets like 5 or 6 on an ES chart, right now 3 on a 5 minutes, it's not overly that fast, but if it's but you just really have to watch, because you want to see the bottom line. I want you guys to get out of all this education I've been doing these past few weeks is how to manage risk versus reward. Okay, the first day I was just trying to show you a few, the very first day I was showing you, and we're trying to show you how the indicators work. But because, like I said, these markets, this is actually not even fun trading for me right now, especially when you're getting a lot of this stuff. Like, this is our first impulse move, so now we have to wait until, what I'm doing for myself is I'm going to be, because we hit level 1, I would, if I wasn't watching here, I could have literally taken this trade to level 1. This trade right here is this is Jose's methodology, so we could have made these points here. I would have probably closed that fib target 1 because of this high here, and hopefully this time, hopefully this thing will hold and do a pullback down wherever it's going to decide for a pullback. So at 1021, when it's retracing, we can jump in this trade from 1021 to 1124. I'm going to be also watching this zone here to see if this red because right now everything's all green here in the bottom, and then we have a gold bar here. So we had it in the big aggressive move on a 5-minute bar. But what I would like to see is, because this was such a big move, what I want to do is for it to pull back. And if I can get to it and at 10:21, and even though I'm on a 5-minute chart and we have, this is a 3-minute data analysis, and we know our times are working quite well, because this one failed. Usually if this one fails, this possibly could be failed 2 times, but if it doesn't, then we have a really good move. Now there's one more thing I want to teach you here, is when you see 3 little times like this, and if you know your, how do you say it, your analysis, imagine this as a double top. It hits once, comes double top, and then possibly reversal. So, but we'll find out. We haven't had any really strong moves for so long, so just the way, I just have to give it some time here. But the only promising note is we are just getting into, and I'm going to switch it back here. Let's go back to this chart here. As you guys can see, we have an aggressive move for, and these are 4 hours, so 4, 8, 12, 16 hours of movement. So it looks like this is our day for pushing up. Alrighty. I'm gonna put this one up. I want this chart. See where we are on this one. That was a good strong move there. So we're at, let me see, we're at 85. I don't want it to push up yet. I really want to wait until 10:21. And if it does push up aggressively, we can get to the 3600 level. Just give it some time. And I don't want it to hit 3600 at by 10:21. Because 10:21 buy-in, that's also our 10:15 trade. Remember, 10:15 is that I've been trying to teach you guys, is when they start deciding to move the market. So, well, that's about it for now, until we get to that time. And what do we have on there? 956 as well. I'll be back in 1 second for coffee. Do you want to educate them?
Too many thoughts in my head right there.
Yeah, look at that fight going on. Here. I don't know, they've been fighting all day. That's what I'm looking at. Okay, there's your pullback a little bit. Oh yeah, resistance. Let me see here. We're at 956. 956 is that the peak? Coming back. So what I'm looking for is, okay, there's this. Let's take a look here. If it's too noisy for you guys. Education, once again, these bars here, those are market open prices. So right at 9:30 this morning, there's your pullback. Okay, so 9:30 this morning, this is when the price took off and it exploded all the way up. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 8 o'clock is coming in, or not 8 o'clock, sorry, 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time is coming in right now. We waited for it to peak out. Like I said, I really want to see a nice little pullback for 1021. And if it keeps on pulling back more and more, it has to really push hard. Okay, if we would like to see it hit these zones of interest. If it actually came back down here at 1021 for a turnaround, this would be really, really nice. Okay? But we'll just give it some time. And also, if you guys find out it's very difficult to trade with all signals and everything, you can go just as simple as just the time scanner. And so with the time scanner, like I said, we're showing 3, 6, 9, and 12 here. These four right here. What we can do is, you could say, for example, oh yeah, you're not called Diego. I don't know what you're called now. Jaime. Heinrich. That's funny. But Jaime behind me, and there you go, missed my rhyme, is what you can do is just say, okay, at 1021, come in a few minutes before then, do whatever you want to do, set your phone on alarm, forget about the market, because what happens is you're always looking at the market. Where's the perfect trade? Where's the perfect trade? Where's the perfect trade? Like this one. Oh, right on, counter trend. I'm not a counter, I try not to counter trend, but I'm just doing it strictly on time right now. So we're at, yeah, I can't use my finger here, 0.81. So let's do this pullback. We broke the high, so we know we're breaking kind of like a new level here. And let it go back into these boxes here. Because what happens is, we're just always trying to chase this trade. And like we're saying, oh, we missed this, but look, it came back. Now let's do one more analysis here. Fibonacci retracements, mathematics. I'm not going to take this wick here. From top to bottom, close to this market open price line right here. Here's your point of control. So it looks like they want to pull in here, and we'll see if it holds this line, but it might just come back in here and turn around for 1021. We'll find out. I'll leave that one on. I'll turn off these values here. And what I'm going to go for, because on these examples, I want to see, even at 2.5 to 5 points, we'll decide depending on the volatility, because now we're at 4.5. If we can make those points just a little bit, you know, just put a little bit in the bank each time. So if it's $100 here, $100 there, $100 there 3 times, I'd love to do it 200 or 300 in one move because we got those 3 little times here. But if not, whatever. And if you could do that just constantly, daily, per day, per day, per day, per day, and then all of a sudden you have 5-10 grand in the account, and then saying, okay, I feel the rhythm, I understand what I'm doing for day in and day out. Okay, now we'll do the exact same trade, and we'll do it for 2 contracts. And you do that for a while, and then it's okay, it's still working. We'll do it for day 3, and then, you know, 3 contracts, and then 4, then 5, and then all of a sudden you're finding out that only making, you know, 5 points a day in the market, you can actually have a really good lifestyle. So what I'm looking at, I'm going to bring it over. If I look at volumetrics, I could use the NinjaTrader volumetrics, but I bought this years ago. And when I was trying to learn it, and actually never used it forever, but we broke this level, and that's what I wanted for sure. And what we're going to do is I'm going to drag this over, and as you can see, I'm going to move this volume point of control to here, and this is the area of interest. Let's see if she's going to play. As you can see, it bounced once, broke through within this area, and what this is actually a volume cluster, the volume cluster, a moving average, and this is what this is. And we're going to see if there's any correlation on time, because that's what I'm looking at, and we have all these volume zones here. We'll bring that back with this. So what I try to do is, because sometimes this gets really confusing, I'm going to bring this here for people that are trying to learn to trade. If I go like, if I click on this chart, it only does that. Now we're looking at all these numbers and saying, oh my gosh, it's 137. Oh my gosh, it's 580. Oh my gosh, you know. Or my nephew when he's picking potatoes and he's 3 years old. Oh my goodness. It's kind of funny actually, but so people get confused looking at all these numbers. Or traders do sometimes, and they get nervous saying, okay, it's pushing hard, and then we jump in and then it reverses like this. See, there was hard numbers here, and then all of a sudden, boom. So I take it with a grain of salt sometimes, unless if she's trending really hard. And there she goes. She's popping back in the zone. Let's see what 21 after happens. The only thing that actually really sparks interest are if I ever see a candle like this, because it's like, you know, those you know how you get that what's that candle shape, I don't know what it's called, a hammer or whatever, but you can see where all the traders got trapped, and then you know you can take the run up. And so now you can see how strong it's selling off. Let's do a Fibonacci retracement on this one, bottom to top, let them get into the zone here at 72. And what's our time right now? 10:06. And see how she's how that volume vibrated on volume point of control. And now we wait and see how, ironically enough, that before I even started really using this, it actually hit a market open price line. So let's get this, bring as much volume down. So they spike this energy up. They're peaking out here, bringing it down. Let's get more aggressive back to, let's see where 70 is on that one. Yeah, I can get to that level easy. Let them do this reversal, and then hopefully this could be your second move. Well, what I'm, you know what I haven't added to this? Let's just take a look at it and I'll probably remove it again. Let's see where we are on the baseline. Crazy, eh? So we're just touching the baseline. Yeah, right there. Touch. There's your W pattern. A lot of buy-in. 0.66. We hit 1%. Fib target 2. We've got 10 more minutes. Crossover pattern there. So we'll wait and see. Actually, the best trade would be if it does go back to 62 for 1021. She is pushing hard. 86, 76, 10-point reversal. So at 10:20, 10 minutes, I'll be trying to do my trade. Let's. What I'm gonna do, I just want to show you the other thing I'm looking at. Okay, this is the 1 minute chart. Aggressive pull down, aggressive pull down. This looks like a, don't you dare pull down all day today. We'll see if this was the pull down for a reversal, continue up here. But if it does work, we've got some good runs here excuse me, coming up here.